the halfway point, I'll be so tired that I'm like, there's no way I could do this for another 30 minutes. So I
Yeah.
almost have to set up like this whole bracketing system to kind of
Yeah.
motivate myself to continue on, even though I'm like tired as heck.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Whatever works, whatever works. But I think the way I'm gonna do it is, let's say I do sets of sets of 10, let's say 10 push-up. I'm not gonna tell myself, okay, I'm just gonna do five sets of 10. I'm just gonna keep doing it and doing it and doing it. But then I'll stop at the 10 point, and then I'll keep doing it until I can't do it anymore. Because the funny thing with me is that, let's say if I'm pushing, if I'm benching and I tell myself 10, well, by 9, I'm super tired. And then by 10, I'm like, all right, this is the last one. So it seems like I'm setting this limit in my head. But then if I tell myself 15, then 14 is the one where I start
mm,
getting tired. I mean, do you notice that?
no, well, if I say 10 and I feel like I'm not gonna die yet, I will keep going until I hit
Mm-hmm.
12 or 13. And then
Okay.
I'll actually stop and be like, well, let me do another set after this anyway. So I kind of get that, yes.
Yeah.
But if I do 10 of something, I'm like, well, I can still do maybe a couple more and might as well take advantage of the opportunity. And
Yeah.
since I'm here, I'm ready to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Just, I'm doing this because today I did shoulder. So
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
most recent memory of doing that in my head. Because today I was on the machine and I said I was going to do 10, and then I got to number 10. I was like, yeah, I could do maybe a couple more of these. And then around like 12, I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah. I. What do you think about my plan too? About
I,
just doing that?
I think it's something to try. It's something I was kind of trying. I still was losing weight. In fact, is that when I did the jump to from 65 to 55?
Mm-hmm.
It might work. Um, I think it's good to let your body heal. I'm gonna do a little bit of the inverse, so I'm gonna go to the gym a little bit more. I'm
Mm-hmm.
not gonna do gym sessions where I'm gonna do cardio for 2 hours, but I'm gonna go a couple times a day. This is my goal, to go a couple times a day
Yeah.
and do what you're kind of doing, but in like 30 to 40 minutes on an elliptical machine or on a
Yeah.
cardio machine, and then do lift a certain group, like muscle group, and then come back 12 hours later and do the same thing. Meanwhile, throughout the day, feeding myself protein. I'm trying to see if I can double up
Mm-hmm.
on, so instead of like 7 days of training, I could try to squeeze 14 into 7 days. And it's probably not going to work because I think you're more on track with the whole having your body heal kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And if I totally fail at the end of this week trying to do this, I'll know that I need to go back to what you're kind of doing.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember on Facebook, was it you who put up the message about, somebody asked, where do you get the time to, well, where do we get
Yes.
the time to basically work out with people's regular schedule? Did you put that up, or did
Did you put that up?
no? I didn't. Well, I think
I'm
Andrew
just,
might have put that up. I don't think it was under our account, but
no, it
yeah.
was under Andy versus Dan. I'm just trying to mess with you.
All right. All right. But
That's good. Let's answer those questions. Let's go back there and see what people wrote. I know DevCool wrote something on there.
yeah, Alan wrote something on there. Yeah,
And so,
and like you just threw out right now, you said, oh, you want to go a couple times a day, but then for most people, they can't do that unless you have a gym at home or you live right next door to the gym. I mean, that would be a lot easier because there's also the travel time to get there and stuff like that. So for most people, it's probably impossible. Yeah.
it's not impossible. Um, it's hard.
Uh-huh.
Because when I was working full time at a job I had to go to like 8 hours plus a day, I was able to go to the gym twice a day for a
Yeah.
while. I was able to go in the bright, bright early morning, and then when I got home or after work, I'd go right over to the gym.
Yeah. Wrong
And it
choice of word. Wrong choice of word. It's not impossible. It's just hard.
it's
Yeah.
just hard. It's very hard, and it is. And you got, I mean, I know Difficult says something about kids, and I have to find that post. Thank you for bringing it up. I forgot to. I asked it for a reason. I asked to get real feedback, and here I am struggling to find the actual answers. Oh yeah, so Andrew brought up the point of because she was talking about like it's really hard because she's going to school and she's going to work full time, and it's hard to kind of get to the gym. And I think the hardest part is the time you can go to the gym is the same time everyone else can go to the gym. And so you're kind of stuck in this busy freaking gym at like 7 o'clock in the morning when you can go. Or if you're trying to go at after work at 5, 6 ish, it's crowded again. And so a lot of the tools you want to use, uh, a lot of tools that we want to use, just like the certain types of equipment. Sorry, Andy. A lot of the stuff you want to use, like I know with certain machines I wanted to use were no longer available, or even treadmills are filled up when I would go to the gym at
Hmm.
5 or 6. So it was hard to kind of work out what you wanted to work out. So it's very difficult. So let's go ahead and read some of the answers that people wrote on the gym or on the Facebook, and
Hmm.
it's a good time to mention it. We do have a Facebook page if you want to come like us.
So facebook.com/Andy versus Dano.
That should be it. If you can't find it there, you can go to andyvsdano.com and click on the right side column, and it has all our links to our YouTube and our Twitter and our Facebook. And so David, which is DevCole, uh, he says that he goes to the gym in the middle of his workday during lunch, which is another hard time to go because everyone else is going. Months ago, he went on early mornings and then late at nights, which I went late last night at 10 o'clock, and it was kind of empty. But then it's 10 o'clock at night,
Yeah.
and so you run into all sorts of issues there where you suddenly have your adrenaline pumping in your body, and then trying to go to sleep to wake up at like 6 in the morning is going to be difficult. Tommy, which maybe I shouldn't say their full names. You think they'd get upset with that? I'll say
Um.
Tommy.
Yeah. Let's just say the first name.
I'll have to
I
go.
mean, this is public, so yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Tommy says, "There's a will, there's a fit. Period." My wife says she tries to go after work on the nights that she doesn't have class, but she doesn't understand how people can do it with families, and it must be really hard with families. I think that's probably the hardest one, is that trying to get to the gym and you have kids that have homework, or uh, they have activities they need to do, and then you have a wife or husband that you're trying to do things for, and I think that is probably one of the hardest combinations. Alan
Hmm.
Alan says home gym,
Hmm.
which I kind of agree with him. I think I bought some home gym stuff. I bought some weights, but I think the equipment at the gym is just superior than anything you could buy, unless spending a lot of money on really nice stuff.
Sometimes I'm at the gym and I do activities that I could have just done at home because it doesn't require any weights or anything like that. So at the end of the workout, I'm thinking, why did I even come here? But then it becomes a routine going to the gym, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he is absolutely right. Like having stuff at home will definitely help you work out, and it may not be you may not sweat as much because you don't have the certain like a stairmaster. Like no one has a stairmaster at home. Well, not most. See, wrong choice of words again. A lot of people don't have a stairmaster at home, and so you have to have access to that kind of stuff because that stuff really burns your fat off. But then again, you could do what we talked about several shows ago. What was that called? The that one program where you're
Biggest Loser?
no, the one where you're holding yourself over the doors and you're basically keep tricking your muscles. And you were going to do it originally, but they decided
You
not
mean,
to.
oh, P90X?
Yeah. I mean, there's
Oh,
stuff
yeah.
like that. So, I
Mm-hmm.
mean, that's total whole gym, home gym.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and all they require you is your pull-up bar and your yoga mat and some dumbbells. That's it.
And some of those rubber band
Mm-hmm.
stretchy
Mm-hmm.
things.
Yeah.
And it probably works for a lot of people. You just got to actually do it. And then you get to watch what you want to watch. And I shake the house too much when I work out. It's kind of embarrassing. Like and I'm like doing a DVD program, like one of those Biggest Loser ones, and I'm like hopping back and forth, and the house is like boom, boom, boom. Like, all right, I'm gonna go to the gym because this is this me shaking my own house is kind of worrying me.
Yeah.
Reggie says, live in the gym. Sure. Go ahead and take a live there, and I think they
We
should have a
we
food
actually
court.
we actually can because it's 24-hour fitness. They have a shower right there. They sell you food right there. So I mean, might as well, right?
That'd be kind of a neat experiment to see how long it would take them to kick you out.
Uh
So,
huh.
literally just live in the gym. It'd be cheap.
Yeah,
You can take a
yeah.
shower. You're absolutely right. I mean,
Yeah, and plus they only have people working there what max 8 hours, so they're gonna change employees over there, so they won't know that you're there. So by the time the same person comes back and do their shift, they think you came back the next day or something. Yeah.
so thank you, Reggie. I mean, Reggie and Alan have kind of the same solution: home gym, live in the gym, just be around it all the time. And then one of my good friends, Craig, he wrote military training. He's absolutely right. He's in the army, so he would know. I often thought about that, like what would it be like just to join the military, and because you know that there's no options, you can't just leave that situation. They're gonna force you to do a million push-ups, and they force you to run at 4 in the morning, and so that's one way of taking care of it.
Yeah, Alan in the comment just said, just sleep at the bench, upright or